Okay, apparently the attempt to reconnect the chat with YouTube didn't work out, so I have to look into that another time again. Other than that, let's see what I can do today with the conversion project for YouTube comments as obtained and manually copied from the comment stream of the YouTube website. Okay. So last time, what was the last stage here? Let's see. Okay. I think it was about the links in the links before the expander. Was that the name of it, expander? In the comment format converter, which is our main class for parsing, traversing the stream, if I remember correctly. I mean, that's certainly the main class, if I remember correctly. That's where I tried to expander to read the links in the formatted string, and we have the handle formatted string method call here. And yeah, I mean, that was developed to a stage that allows the formatted string elements to be recognized and written to output in the cases where they occur before the expander. I think that was the last the last stage here. So I would just, in order to remember what I did a few days ago, just try to call the converter. Why is it? Oh, it's still compiling. Why? What's there? Why is it compiling? Okay, YouTube converter, input file, output file, and let's have a look at the output file. That's I need a separate window, I guess. Could be a really separate window. Okay. And in here, I want to have a look at the output file. And I don't need that one. Okay. So yes, that's more or less how I recall it. Having the formatted string in here, and yeah, now I remember it was just one of these, for the reason that there's always just one formatted string in front of the expander, and that one contains 2 or 3 links. And the job now is to extract these links. And in the days between, the time between, I had a chance to think a little bit about it, not in too much detail, but hopefully I have some sort of a plan or strategy how to parse it properly, how to go about it, a general approach, how to try to get that to work. Okay, I have to make the chat window appear again. Okay, so what I did was handling the formatted string from the input. I guess I should, for comparison, also open the input again. That is always a pretty cluttered mess here. And I guess with these formatted strings, what I need to do here is to read the links in a formatted string, like the especially what's of interest is are the attributes, because in there I get the URL of the video to which the comment was made. And this second, like that's in the href attribute of the first link, and the text node of the second link contains the title of the video. So that's something I want to extract and write output with more semantics so I can more easily work with it. Why? Okay, I think I can. Okay, and there's also the option of 3 links, if I remember correctly, which which occurs when I'm replying to a comment that already exists, because then I have a link to the original comment, to my comment, and also the title. And I guess that's a special separate case, and but now I already have to take care of that in the interpretation of the parser. So I guess we write so the options are to write a loop that generically handles all occurrences of the links, or we could repeat loop code 3 times. Three times for trying to find the links and skipping all the other content, because there are other nodes, like for example, as you easily can see in the input, there are like here we have text nodes between the links, so we obviously need to skip and consume that. And I'm wondering if I should repeat loops or write that in a generic way, maybe with a vector that. Yeah, but like the problem is these links they are different. Like the href attribute. See, the first link here contains the href that includes, of course, the video link, but also the link to the like the reference, in this case a URL parameter argument to the comment, not only the video but also the comment. So that's what I need to extract to get the URL of my own comment as the ID, unique identifier for referencing purposes. But I also have to look at the second link because only that one contains the title, and I cannot and this href attribute is missing the link part to my own comment. So I cannot go with only one of the two because that would miss some of the data, even if I try to parse the parameter argument out of the first link. That's not sufficient because I would miss the title. So of what I could do, of course, is like reading these and reading always the href and the text node in there, and then returning an object which is like a link object, and then depending on the position, if it is the first one or the second one, I could either read the href or the text node inside of the link. But I guess for reasons of, you know, laziness and simplicity, I guess I'm rather duplicating the loops and maybe refactor that later. So okay, we are in a formatted string and I would like to loop until I find the like the link, right? So that's the first option, and that'll consume like the handle link, I guess would be the method to call. And the trick here is that we do the very same thing just a second time. So if there are other elements in there or text nodes or whatever, right, that would actually just be consumed and ignored with these loops. What also could happen if there's only one link, I guess we get an error because, or maybe the like execution aborts because eventually we won't have an has next attribute anymore. The second loop would be skipped as well. We would output the formatted string end tag here, and then, you know, like all of the elements are already consumed and there's nothing to continue to process on. So I guess at the end I want to add an if and check if the reader still has other elements or if the end of the document was reached in a vain attempt to find an A tag. Maybe I should also look for the end tag of the formatted string, because if there's only one A element, if like there's no link found in the formatted string, okay, of course I could consume everything, but maybe I want to output an error message and abort the parsing, and also with the second one, and only the third one is optional. I wonder actually if I should program that all like right now, even if I don't have it in the example data. I guess I want to leave that for later. So let's see. This is some code we did to make sure that yeah, that the oh no, we actually need this. This is for the post expander, like the formatted strings after the expander. That code is there to skip them, and that later, like, I mean, okay, let's do it properly. If we are not in the, because we have, like, I have to code that anyway, so I can do it already right now in this session. So that means if we are in front of the expander, then I need to run the code I've already written. If we are after the expander, then we just ignore whatever comes there, and that's basically the first initial branch here to decide what to do with the formatted strings in there, right? So okay, we like these two loops. I wanted to make sure, like with this kind of parsers, there's also always the option that, for example, that there are nested formatted string and links in there, and that would seriously mess it up. But I mean, like, of course, I'm ignoring that for now and not checking too much, because like the input could be validated already, right? Or maybe there should be a schema or whatever, relaxed and G or whatever is done there. So is end element, if it is an end element, I want to, oh, that doesn't exist anymore. So I need to provide the correct way to access the start element here. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit tired already, as always, so like I have a hard time of probably describing what I'm doing here. I keep trying. So in case of an end element, I want to do the very same thing. I want to check if I actually have reached the end of the element I'm currently in, because depending on that, I want to abort the entire parsing attempt, because it would mean that there are not enough links in there, because the first link, this branch, yeah, that's, I need break here. If that's found, I need to break the first loop to continue with the second one, which is different in the handling, of course, right? Maybe I'll yeah, I somehow have to think how to return a value there, or maybe I just write them to output inside of handling, and pass as an argument an indication if it's the first, the second, or the third, and then the handle link can internally decide what to do with it. And in that case, I could again just go with one loop, because that's probably the smart way to do it. I just add a counter here, int and link count is 0, and I just pass the link count, so handling can internally decide what to do. Okay, so I don't need two loops here, of course, and with the end element, I wanted to check the I guess for the end of the formatted string. no matter how many there are. If I reach the end of my formatted string, I break as well. And in this case, I don't break because I'm continuing to handle more links, right? And yeah, and so like handle link can throw an error message if we are if I find 4 links or something like that. And down here I want to check if the link count is smaller than 2 or larger than 3. Or maybe I do some separate if statements here for the reason that I can throw different exceptions for it. Okay. Let's see what would be a good way to describe the I guess I have to I should give the name of the input, not the name of the output. Or logical names, that's also an option, right? If I remember correctly, the problematic part with the links and their semantic meaning in their position, their semantic meaning depending on their position, is that in the input, I guess they change the meaning. If there are 3, then the first and second have a different meaning than in the 2-link scenario. But okay, like, I mean, let's ignore that for now. I guess I can later sort of, hopefully I can, I don't know. Like this nice loop here might not survive eventually. Yeah. Okay, so these are the 2 cases I want to avoid, that I have 2 less links or too many, right? That's the main concern at this point. And then I guess I have to implement the handle link method. So let's see. Handle link needs to go into needs to be added to the header file, of course. I guess I put it in here. Should it be an unsigned int? Let's make it unsigned. And of course, it's really important to increment the link count. Yeah. And in this situation, I want to have one based counter, because that's like a logical and not array or arithmetical indication. So and this now, and should I call it position or index or something like that? Because the count is like the total incrementing total of found links, but for the individual link, whatever comes in over the as an argument for the parameter, that's not the total count of the links there are, but let's just call it position, right? Why not? Not the best name ever, but it's fine, I guess. Unsigned int position, and I just made it a reference, and then I need to make it a const reference, of course, because I don't want to copy it. I mean, that doesn't matter too much, but like, okay. Write something to the output. Just to see if it does something. And what I really want to check is the case if n position is actually is actually okay. I mean, I don't need to check for greater than 3 because that will lead to an exception anyway. But if I get one that's the third one, then I would want to add a comment about it to the output. Okay. And I hope that's clearly visible in the browser rendering of the XML. So probably there are some, okay, no compilation errors. Regenerate the output. Let's have a look. Two links. Basically, I guess everywhere there's two links. Oh, there we have. Oh, that's excellent. Like, and now that's really good that I have the that I have an example with 3 links in the input file, which is basically an example. Because that helps me now to look at it and investigate the differences in terms of in terms of the semantic meaning that might very much change according to the amount and position, which would be bad. But at least I can do it in this session and don't need to do it in another session. So just let's just count the exact position. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the bottom. It's basically the 7th one. So I can do the same here as well. Close comment, history, entry, renderer, elements. Let's close them from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, was that already? Was this one the one in question? Yes, exactly. Here we have the 3 links in there. And now, where's the difference? I guess like the first one, luckily, is still the LC, maybe link comment. Oh no. Okay. That's the difference. Like this link here, the first one, there's also like it's like usually the first link has the text node comment, and the second one has the title. And in this case, the first link is auf, which is the reference to the now I don't know if that's the reference to the original link or the one I replied to, but see, here's a little dot in here, and that separates the original comment from a reply. And I guess mine is the reply, that one is the original comment as reflected in the comment, because that's where it belongs to. Like, I mean, that doesn't make too much sense on the website, but whatever. So I guess mine is the reply here, and that's the original comment, and that's the title. Of course, I can just check that really quick. Just to make sure. But this order, that's like not very helpful. Well, this is really such a... That adds some difficulty for me now, because I basically have to know it in advance. Yeah, so this is my reply to that original comment, and this link here would mark and reference only the original comment I replied to, and not my reply. So we should end up with a different
Well,
highlighted.
This is really such a delight.
Oh, come, please don't. Yeah, now this is the original comment highlighted here, and there's my reply down there. So that's a little bit unfortunate, because now it depends on like the meaning of the first link changes depending if I find the third one, and that sort of destroys my entire hope to do it with the loop, with only a single loop. I don't want to check for the dot in the URL, because that's sort of just an ID in terms of REST. I'm looking at it as just a REST URL identifier. So I have no knowledge of parsing the schema of the referencing scheme. For me, it's just an ID. So I don't want to rely on features of the ID. I also don't want to rely on the text node. That's the caption of the link. I don't want to rely on that either, because that's language dependent and might be subject to change. I mean, the overall structure is always subject to change, but hopefully that's a little bit more reliable than even things that can be changed in the interface text pieces. So now how can I fix that? Should I always return attribute elements and link objects and then have them interpreted in the handle formatted string parent according to their total amount? This is sort of a little bit but maybe that's what I should do, right? Because I cannot know in advance. I don't want to do some dirty tricks there. I guess that's what I have to do. There's maybe no way around it. So okay, I still keep the link count for reasons of like later checking how much I have, right? If I end up with 2, do something, and if I end up with 3, do something. And I still keep the other 2 because they have like the difference with less than and more than and for the exception text, which is sort of okay. Okay, so that needs to go away, I guess. Also have to remove that from the signature of the method. And now I need another class. I guess I should just call it link, shouldn't I? I mean, in here there's already some classes mixed of StAX and also of my converter. But maybe I should call it a parsed link. That's probably a smart idea. Okay, should I copy an existing file? Let's just copy it really quick. Give it the new name. And where is it? Parsed link, that one. I have to, that's actually something really new, didn't exist before. I think that's also true for the comment format converter. What's the day of today? Wait. Oh, that's like already. Oh, I like. That cannot be real, can it? Did I really create that 1 month ago? The comment format converter? I don't think so, did I? Oh, maybe I did. I mean, that one existed in yeah, sure. Okay, I remember now. Yeah, that one existed. I had 2 versions, and the one was more developed, which is this one I'm working on now. So it might well be that I started the initial setup for the project files like exactly 1 month ago. Okay. What else do I need to? I think I don't need any of these. I think I also don't need any of that. And of course, that's also not needed. Yeah, I guess let's get rid of everything like this for now. Don't care too much. What I care more about is the makefile, so that we can like have it compile at all. Where do I put it? Maybe here, like the lower stuff. That's basically the StAX dependency on my StAX implementation. But I guess like the things that belong to the converter, I guess I put them here, even if they are more simple in terms of classes and implementation. Parsed link. Parsed link. Okay. I also always add a way to remove it, just for reasons of convenience. And I should not forget to add it to the compilation part of it, to the linking part, I should say. And I guess that's all the stuff that gets linked into the executable. Right. And at the moment we don't have an implementation file for it. That's something to add as well. Like these are pretty simple usually to set up, because the implementation doesn't need any of the include guard. Parsed, it did go somewhere here, parsed link, that one. And here the same. Oh my, why is that? How can this be, right? That cannot be. That's copied from somewhere else, like, right? That's not. I obviously just copied that. Okay. Parsed link. And everything else in the implementation file is not needed for now. And just for the sake of completeness, I also want to adjust the comment. Oh wait, I already have them open, right? I don't need them another time. Want to adjust them as well because they are new. And then was 2, 2, 3. And the header. Oh my. Did I close it? Did I save it? Ah. Okay. Here. Okay. Here I did it just a moment ago, and also like the date, like the copyright year is correct. So what I would do now is the usual constructor that copies the link over. Like no, that copies the text over into members. Okay, like this. I of course have like members too, but now I wonder a little bit, maybe I should do it like the other StAX classes. If I remember correctly, they have some shared pointers or unique pointers or something like that. Yeah, maybe I can use a similar technique here, because like the idea would be that on construction, like most of the parser code I write, like in C++, I try to avoid copying things around, like strings and stuff like that. So so the point is to make sure that I don't waste performance for it. What I'm thinking about now is the question what I do about the attributes. Maybe I never need all of the attributes. So what I could do is only going for the href. So maybe for the link I do a caption. So these are just logical names. I'm using them as logical names, not related to HTML or anything like that, because they are sort of in my world and about to be transformed to a more semantical different output anyway. Okay, so this is a new sort of link here, and I guess I should also copy from the attribute the like. Okay, so okay. Why are these unique pointers not references? Because I guess they have to be moved actually, because like if I reference the I guess that's sort of the point of moving the actual raw pointer along like into the class by copying it into other unique pointer instances. I mean, maybe they're like I could do that at a very last chance, but if I want to use initializer lists, wonder if that's possible even, maybe it is. If I use initializer lists, then of course I guess it could get into trouble with the reference. Maybe not. Maybe it would. Like that's not too much of a concern here. I mean, this is not the StAX implementation itself, so it's not too important to save performance with these things, I guess. What I need here, of course, are some includes. That would be memory and string. Okay. What else? Okay, implementation wise, I guess the attribute 2 is going for an initializer list. No, that's the wrong file. Oh, wait. Come on. Reference. Okay. So then from a like past linked object, for I will decide depending on its position and the total count if I make use of the caption or make use of the reference exclusively. I don't need both, but these link objects, they can come with both. Why not? Because especially as I cannot know in advance which one of these two I'm interested in. I wonder a little bit how I did it with the attribute implementation, how I initialize the member. Okay, that's with move semantics. That is quite, oh, okay, maybe check, right, for for the null pointer, just because I'm a little bit paranoid, of course. I mean, that's none of that is important, but that's what I do as a general practice, because, you know, I want to know if one of these links is null for whatever reason. P caption, and I have two separate exceptions, so I get the chance to actually find out where which one of these got the null pointer passed. Okay, so that should be fine, I guess, right? So probably I need to make use of it. Let's see if it actually compiles. Okay, something is wrong, of course. There's always something wrong. Did yeah, I didn't change the... And that's actually the place where I need to continue to continue working. MP caption, did I? Ah, of course. Yeah, just a minute ago I thought about not to forget it, but of course I need to add the colon in order to indicate that it is an initializer list. Or maybe, I don't know if that's like technically the initializer list, but that's like, how is it called? Initialization on instantiation or something like that, right? In the constructor, of course. So that's by, and I cannot output something here anymore. And I also want to pass out the result as a pointer, of course, as well. So how do I do that again? I mean, like a few months ago, I worked on all of this, but now the question is, where can I find an example for it to copy it from? Because sometimes I had, like, some of the time I had to try quite a lot of variants until I managed to pull it off. Let's see, that's not what it is doing. That's only providing a reference to the underlying object, which, by the way, probably should be const, right? Who knows what happens with it later in this. Okay, but that's not my main concern for now. The input factory, of course, is creating a new object and passing it out, but that happens with a return. But that's probably fine too, just as a easy, so I don't have to pass it as a reference to a unique pointer that's pointing to null pointer and then gets initialized. Maybe I can just return it and otherwise return null. Let's see how it goes. So that would be the idea here for past link, for handle link. That means I have to adjust the header again so I can... Oh, wait, what's going on? Maybe I should just leave it open as I frequently need it. Handle link always returns a unique pointer to past link. And I wonder how it is created at the very last chance or earlier. Any factory. Oh yeah, okay. That's actually like doing all the heavy lifting, all the work. And then at the very end, I'm returning the, like, the, probably not even the address, but actually a unique pointer that temporarily gets created and then immediately moved along, like because of return. I mean, that's also not maybe the best way to do it, most performant way to do it, but that should be fine. And here we have a past link, and that gets initialized by the two strings we have to read here in advance. So inside the handle link, of course, I guess the attributes are already part of the start element. So should we pass the start element into handle link? I think so. That's probably what needs to happen. And that's probably, you know, like, and now that's exactly the place where I know that this is like a start element reference, which comes handy because right, because the attributes, they are like in a list in the list of the start element object. So I have to access them this way somehow. I hope that works out. Start element. Like usually, like with the R, usually I, you know, like it does it really matter if it's a reference or object, you know, because like a reference is just the alias. So I could work with it like if it were a real object. And now I wonder a little bit if that compiles, because otherwise I'm writing a lot of code and it doesn't even compile. Can I do this in order to satisfy the unique pointer return type requirement? Let's see. I guess now we're getting into some tricky parts. Yeah, that's how it looks when like I'm trying some. Yeah, okay, that's not declared here. Okay, fair enough. We can, like, I can provide that. I'm fine with declaring that, but that doesn't solve all of my problems, of course, right? Wait, is this still the... is it still complaining about past link not being... Why is that? 20th... 48... line 48. It's like, no, wait a second. So like, oh, in the header. Okay, of course, that doesn't help. if I put it in here, because it's already mentioned in the header, because it's part of one of the, like, it's of course the type of the argument here, and it must be known before. It needs to be at least declared, I guess. It doesn't need to be defined because it's not used in the header, but yeah, the name must be known. It's not, does not name a type. Why is that? Probably, is that still in the comment format converter doesn't know about the, come on, expand all the classes. Does the start element, why is start element? Maybe that's not the actual name. Oh, well, I guess it is start element.h. Does the comment format converter know about the start element? Probably not, but the XML event reader must know, right? I would pretty much expect come on, XML event. That one knows for sure, right? That one must know about the start element, right? That one knows about the start element. And what's the issue here? Of course, the format converter, comment format converter includes the reader includes the event includes the start element. Start element. Okay, so now I'm a little bit stuck because I don't know what the complaint could be. Is this still in relation, or that's already in the C++ file, so that's a separate issue. 49. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? Start element. Now I really have to take a look into the file. That's in, I'm totally stupid. It's in the namespace, of course, right? Of course. What else could it have been? Like this, I guess, right? And also in the CPP file. Okay, let's try again. Oh. Okay, let's see what we have now. Unused parameter. Okay, that's great. Okay, that's perfect. We can make use of the parameter. No problem with that. And also it seemed to be fine with the return null pointer, which is sort of nice, because sometimes it looks as if you couldn't even initialize unique pointers with null pointer, because of course there are rules and, you know, like all sorts of, you know, but like if I'm not working with that daily. I sort of like everything. I forget everything about it. Okay. So that means from the start element, we of course can have a look at the attributes, which is great. Start element, open it again. Maybe I should just leave everything open. So in the start element, I can say get attribute by name. That's just totally perfect. Perfect for my needs here. Let's see how I do that. Attribute. Maybe let's do it as another reference if possible. Okay, I have to pass a qualified name, which is sort of unfortunate in this case, but yeah, I mean, that's what you do, I guess, right? Maybe I made an helper function, get attributes. That's getting all of the attributes. I don't want to loop through them and find it from the full list. Instead, I rather, so I guess maybe the attribute is probably a pointer, so I can indicate with null pointer if I didn't find it. Okay, but now I need a qualified name. And how can I create one? I guess I need to pass at least 2 or maybe 3 arguments for the prefix, for the actual local name, and for the potential namespace URI. So okay, and in that order, so I guess namespace, local part, prefix. Namespace, local part, and prefix. Wonder if that compiles, because like, I mean, I didn't check. Unfortunately I closed the header again, because it could well be that each of these need to be okay, that seems fine, because it could well be that these need to be pointers as well. That would be terrible to like even add more of the XML StAX implementation classes to the comment format converter. There shouldn't be too much in there. Yeah, that's a shared pointer, of course. So I have to take in shared pointer. So that gets phref get attribute by name, attribute name, like this. So in the input file, because that's a little bit risky business here, because but according to HTML standard, I guess every link needs to have a href, so I can probably rely on one being there. So I can of course check for it, and I can throw an exception in case if it is missing. Steady runtime error. Okay, maybe there's more context would be nice, but not really needed, right? Okay. So then I have the, let's see if that compiles, and now we actually make use of the start element, so the compiler should be fine. Okay, maybe we get some new errors which were hidden before, or maybe I did something wrong. Yeah, attribute, of course, that doesn't exist because these things are all in a separate namespace to avoid collisions. Oh, come on. What? Like my typing decreases. Oi, what happened here? Default delete. Okay. I didn't provide my past link and implementation to the destructor. I mean, of course, I get a default constructor, a default destructor, right? But still, in this case, I want to write it explicitly, so that's more like a. Okay, let's see if that did it. Okay, that sort of solved it. What do I do here? I want to run it in order. So we didn't get an exception, which means that like all of these have like, I mean, if the code run, actually, I'm not too sure if it actually run. Did we create a past link like I mean, did we call handle link? But I guess yes, we did, right? So okay. So we have the href already. So what we need to do next is to write another loop that extracts all of the text nodes of the caption. That's the next step here. And for that reason, we probably, I don't know, do we use a string stream or something to concatenate the text nodes that are inside of the a tag? Like part of the problem could well be that a link tag contains other subtags like spans and whatnot and bold and whatever might be in there, but I'm willing to ignore all of these and just concatenate whatever text nodes are found inside the a tag, and that's probably the thing to do. So I don't care about start elements. I only care about the end element, and only if it is the A. What else could happen? I mean, of course, nested A links, but that's sort of like, that's not to be concerned about too much. And of course, the other interesting element type in here is text. How is it called? Text node, text. Like, I think technically it should be text node, I guess, right? Is text, where is it? Is characters. Oh my, like every time it's like that comes from the from Java, from the Java StAX interface. Okay, what can I do with the characters? What type are they? What is characters as characters? That's sort of tricky stuff here, of course. Characters. Rather have it. Okay. As characters, would this still compile? Okay. P event. Copied a little bit. Didn't copy. Why? Why is it missing? Okay, okay. Okay, unused variables, that's because of my very strict compiling here, you know, pedantic, but that's easy to fix, right? So let's have a look into the character class. Is there any way to convert it to string? Probably there is. Get data. Yes, okay, that gives us a nice, pretty nice string right there. And probably I want to add that to a string stream, I guess. I don't recall how string streams are written from the top of my head, but I guess I sort of I guess I can figure it out. I would call that string buffer. No, wait, what's string builder? That's the name in some of the other other programming languages. So string builder, and in here we just we'll just do that. Should be fine, except that we don't have the like this probably. Oh, I don't recall the specifics. Okay. Did I mistype include? I'm so tired. My eyes are the worst part at the moment. Like no. It is. Okay, and I guess in order to get a string out of it, the call was just lowercase get, if I remember correctly. But let's see. I think like this. Not too sure, but it would be great if that's already right call. Oh, see, so it looks like I remembered everything from using it before, which is fine, which is a rare occasion. Usually I forget about it and mess it up completely and then have to look it up. So now we have, like, I mean, that could be written to output, not in a beautiful way, but mp output, just to have the just to do a test and check if it's actually doing what I want to do. Caption like this, and then we continue and go ahead with the reference. In this case, we have the phref And there we have to get the name, we have to get value, get data, something like that. Let's close all the other stuff. Let's see what can be done with an attribute. It'll provide get value, which is also a string, just a string. And there are some special things with it at this point, because if we output it to XML again, we certainly need to XML escape. These special characters, of course, right? Because that could seriously mess up our output. Output stream was it, right? It was output stream, of course. What else? What else? Of course, just have a longer name. Okay. Okay, it's like surprisingly smooth, right? Didn't crash on execution. Have a look into the output. And of course, something went wrong, and that's of course because of because of escaping special XML, but special XML characters. But as we see here, like this is great. All of this is very, very nice. Because caption that doesn't look right. Is it? It's 111 everywhere. Is that maybe I see. The get is probably doing something else. Not the intended, anticipated. Let's have a look. I guess, like, I mean, I'm working with string streams in the StAX implementation as well, but I'm just now quickly going to Google it in order to use the correct syntax. Let's see, str. Okay, that's okay. That'll get us the concatenated string of the different pieces that went into it. But the like, I mean, it's surprising that, like, maybe the get is about flags or something, but it's surprising that we have 3 ones in the output, just as if like every portion, like every string and caption is a result of 3 is the result of 3 portions streamed into the string stream. Now why is the browser completely refusing to render it? Okay, we have like we actually have the captions in here, and of course there are these special characters in the URLs and stuff like that. That's fine, right? Because what we really want to do now is actually create our parsed link, and the caption goes first, if I remember correctly, and value goes second. And the parsed link, did it take did it expect unique pointers? Probably so, and that's why I guess I can't compile it now. Of course not, right? Yeah, because it's unique pointers. Because I didn't want to want to work with copies, but like I could like, because it already like, I mean, like the pointers could be passed from the XML strings via pointers into the parsed link object and passed to whomever requests them. But maybe I should make the parsed link have its own copy, so it isn't dependent on all the other, or doesn't take away, or like needs to keep the ownership of these link pointers. So I rather make copies of them at this point, because I mean, I still can take string references for copying, I guess, right? That should be fine in my mind. Is there a caption, and do it with that one as well, and then copy it into local member copies. And then if somebody calls a getter on them, I'll just go ahead and return a const reference to them. So for whomever asks for them, they can make their own copies if they really need to actually modify these links, right? So let's see if that could work, but it should. I mean, that's like the easy standard way to do it. I don't need any of that anymore, and I quickly change the types of the member as well. And that should that be even const? Could be, right? Why not? Oh no, that needs to be, yeah, maybe like this. Maybe a const string object. Maybe that like it could be that that's not permitted actually, because you know, like strings are complex objects and they have like internal state, and maybe some operations, even if they are reading ones, maybe they change part of the internal state. You never know. So let's see if that compiles. Okay. Okay. Compiling. Looks like that all of that is accepted, which is quite fine and surprising, which also means that like we are actually returning a parsed link object as like the pointer to a newly created parsed link object, which is great because that means we are basically almost done. And I guess I'm not going to use the link link count anymore. Instead, we are creating a parsed link. Wait. And now what was it? Was it like capacity? I want to create one with like, is that, but I mean with a vector of 3 elements. I mean like, I guess it's created with, like, vectors are probably created with whatever 16 capacity of 16 elements anyway. I mean, maybe there's an overload of the like constructor to set the initial. Okay. I mean, there's no point in worrying about that at the moment. So I guess I'll just remove all of the link count stuff. And what we do is to this vector, I should not forget to include it up here. Okay. And then I'll just push back the unique pointer objects to the vector if the compiler allows that. Push back. Okay, and then we have like a nice list of all of our links that we read from the input file, like this YouTube HTML input file, which has like the 2 or 3 of these links in here, and I like their semantic meaning depends on their amount, and I just want to add all of them. I want to collect them into the vector and then look into it. If there are 2 links or 3 links, I need to interpret it differently semantically, so I can then write their data and their semantic meaning into the output file, which is more useful than the crappy input that is coming from the YouTube site. Maybe I could try to compile now. I'm a little bit worried that okay, that's fine. If we get a compile error down here with the link count, that's perfectly fine, because that means that the compiler accepted what I'm doing with the vector, which means that it's quite fine of moving the actual unique pointer around, like the unique pointer object into, like copying the unique pointer object into an element of the vector, because that likely just moves the unique pointer inside, like the unique pointer from the return value into the vector, and maybe internally it's references anyway. I'm not too sure about the latter part, but okay, that compiles. That's great. That's amazing, because like now I can replace the link count stuff with checking the vector size. Oh my! Was it size? I haven't done it in ages. Like, I don't even know. I guess size is of the type size t, and that's likely compatible with whatever integer I have here. I think it does. Oh wait, size t is unsigned, so maybe maybe there's some advantage on doing it with the unsigned. Okay, is that correct? Was it size or is it length? I think it was size, right? Yes, it was. Okay, and I also need to like check for too less or too much links from the YouTube source input file. Let's compile, and all of that works well. So that's totally perfect, because now I guess we have solved the entire link problem here, because now I can I know exactly what's in the input and the semantic meaning of the input based on the amount of links I collected and their position. So I can do output stream. Let's see, we are already in a and I guess eventually I don't need t-formatted string in the end, because now I can I guess now I know everything about the metadata of the comment. How would I formulate the semantic meaning of the output? Probably I would want elements like, oh wait, I think I made an example format already, but I cannot remember how I called the. Wait, no. Yeah, I mean, I have it in the there's the XSLT style sheet that more or less does the same thing. So I can use the name I mean, in the end, it should be compatible. So I guess, if I remember correctly, I have like the reply href and that's like, I could try to imitate like this format, and maybe maybe there are some difficulties in doing that. Let's see, how can I? YouTube comment history entry, and then I did it with attributes. Okay, that's probably what my YouTube comment history entry. That's probably what my formatted string wants to be. YouTube, but I already have a YouTube comment history entry. That means that like I have to wait with this output and create the attributes for this particular element in for the output if I want to have that compatible. But I mean, on the other hand, there's not really a need why these need to be attributes. I mean, they could as well be tags, right? And that's just like, I mean, that depends if I'm a little bit lazy and adjust it now so that I don't have to build a string and yeah, maybe it's better to do the lazy thing in this case, right? And also, like, I'm going to take out the formatted string because as I already assumed and suspected initially that that's not really needed. That was just for debugging purposes. Okay, so like if we are inside the YouTube comment history entry, then of course we can like start our new elements based on the names I already have from the XSLT. That more or less does the same job. I already have a style sheet transformation there, XSLT, that does more or less the same job, but cannot has a little bit trouble with parsing, you know, like string operations in XSLT. That's not fun. That's why I'm writing it a parser in C++ to do the same job with more programmatic flexibility. That's the main point here, that I can do some actual real code. So let's see. I have a comment reference. So like just rename all of that stuff, right? Like I don't want to use, like in the output, in the semantic output, I don't want to use the names of HTML, because we are not doing websites here, we are doing some semantic data and don't care about the specific naming conventions on the web. I mean, there are the IANA assigned numbers, or what is it? No, registered attributes or registered microformats or something like that. And okay, like, I mean, that maybe I should have a look into these and see if like href is probably very likely a registered, you know, but it's like, I mean, like, who knows how that translates, right? I mean, that's maybe not, that shouldn't be the most important question now. Okay, so I have an element that with the name comment reference, and part of the trouble is that I of course need to XML, like escape XML special characters. That's something I need to add here as well, otherwise like my output will be completely would be completely broken. So the comment reference, let's see. It's also important to actually add the domain in URL, because that's missing in the source, right? YouTube doesn't have actual links there. Who knows why they don't have it? So I guess I stop that right here and get the first link out of my link vector. Let's do it this way. Let's see. That was, I guess that was a like I mean there are unique pointers in there, but I guess maybe I can do, like, I mean, at first I want to do an add, right, to get the first element of the link list, or the list of links, the collection of links, and in there the problem is that I don't have getters yet, right? I need some getters here. Const std string get caption std string get reference. Okay. And need to implement these really quick. I mean, that's probably something like sort of writing that. There are systems that do that like are visual dynamic programming environments where this isn't done in text but interactively. And so know of this like boilerplate, like housekeeping, organizing code needs to be written explicitly, right? So you know, there's quite some room for improvement, but I didn't find the time yet to look into that, but I hope I can do soon, because that might potentially help a little bit with like, I mean maybe, like, I'm not totally clear on that, but maybe some text-based code needs to be still written in for, like, you know, like writing logic and stuff like that, like making decisions and branching in the program flow, because like depending on, you know, if you can 10-finger touch type, then like working with text is a little bit more convenient than people who cannot, like, haven't learned that, but it sort of depends. It all has its advantages and disadvantages, I guess. So okay, that should be fine. So now I have two getters in order to like get references to the internal. So like here I get out a unique pointer from the list, and I need to dereference it and do a get reference, which is not, no. Like, I guess like this gets me out the first link, of course, right? Does it compile? Of course not. Let's see what I did wrong. Output stream. What's the matter here? Output MP output stream. Did I mistype? Oh, that's of course not something that can remain like this, right? What else do we have? Not declared. Did I? There's the P missing. Yeah, sure, because it's like a pointer, unique pointer or something like that. Okay. And I guess in order to get out const reference, I need to dereference the whole thing. That's something I was thinking about. Unused variable. That's great. I love that. That's a good error. Okay, but I probably don't really need to get a reference to the. I mean, it would be like, I guess, perfectly fine to try to get the underlying string here, right? And on that one I need the reference on. Wait, what are I'm doing? That's obviously not very smart. String, and that's str reference, because I need to escape it. That's the main issue. What's wrong? Okay, unused. That's excellent. Now I need to sort of, how do you do that with for each, or what? I mean, like it could be a normal for loop, or does one iterate over these with iterators? I don't know what. Wait, but like I like the StAX example that does it to some extent. So what is this? Ah, that's the, okay, see. Now I don't have the StAX example with me. Let's see what I do here. Look at it on GitLab really quick. I think I deleted all of the example code, which is too bad. Okay. Publishing systems. And there's of course the C++ StAX implementation somewhere, and in here there should be the example, and that has a loop to output text nodes, and that of course needs to see like this, and it turns out that I used iterators for some reason. I don't know, for some reason, but that's like something I can. What do I? Maybe I should copy the one that actually escapes all of these special characters, because I certainly eventually need it. So, but maybe we should put that into a separate helper function, I guess, right? Because all of the output mechanisms will need that. Consume to element. These are like helper methods here. So we start a new one. Comment format converter. Right. That's output XML escape, and copy that stuff in here. Yeah, I mean that's probably not the right or smartest way to do it, because there's no separation of concern in terms of writing to output and at the same time doing the escaping, but I don't want to create another new string. I would rather just write it to output, because at this point we are not doing anything else with it anymore. And like one question is if I if it is for values that are for values that are written to an attribute or text nodes, because text nodes, like, I mean, they need to escape less, right? Because I don't need to escape quotations. And that one is actually missing the normal apostrophe here, which is terrible. That was one of the bugs, and I went to fix it, and that's one of the examples where I apparently forgot, and it's important to, I need to write it down really quick because that's important to fix that. Let's see. Come on. All I need is a small editor window to keep notes. Okay, so like I wrote it down really quick. Hopefully I find the time to get back to that one. So like, of course, we only need to escape the tags. At the moment I don't use attributes anyway, so that should be sort of like more or less fine. Okay, I guess that's already, that should be it. Nothing more to do here, nothing more to see. Move on, please. Nothing to see. Comment format converter, another helper method right there. Wait a second. Of course, don't miss the semicolon at the end. And like, I guess it can be called now, right? What else did I? Is there input? Yeah, looks sort of okay. And you know, like, I mean, it's like considered harmful, but I can of course do chains like this. Like, I mean, maybe there are actually much smarter ways to do that, but like, I guess it's fine for now. Okay, comment reference, and that should be all of the magic to it. I mean, we can even write it a little bit more compact. I mean, we could even, yeah, I mean, like, I mean, the main point would be to continue streaming like this, right? But that means I wonder if that would create more copies. That's why I don't have it in there now. I mean, or would I need an operator? I mean, I would need to return it, which is bad because like in the process of returning an object, I would create copies. But with overloaded, like, I mean, with classes and operator overloading, that would entirely be possible. Okay, that looks good. It compiled. Okay, we are ignoring the other cases, but I think we should now have XML escaped reference tags for every comment that's in the input. And that would already be a significant accomplishment as in terms of, yeah, see, like that's the comment reference of every single comment. And these are only these that are not in reference to another comment, because somewhere the seventh YouTube comment history entry, that one, that's the empty one, because that's the one that is in reply, and there I need to use other elements from the list. So I guess I can easily complete at least the outputting the semantic metadata for each comment, and then the only missing part is to capture the actual comment text, I guess, and then I'm basically already done. So today and tomorrow progress is sufficient to sort of complete the project in a few hours. I mean, sure, there are much simpler ways to do all of this, of course, right? Because, like, I mean, if you use simple XML or DOM or something like that, of course, you like have all of the, you can much more easily access all of the data. But this is like sort of with StAX, you don't need to have all of it in memory. And so, like, the amount of comments could be an infinite amount, and I don't ever like run against any limitation in terms of machine capacity, memory. It's also really fast, and it's a nice exercise, right? To learn a little bit about my own StAX implementation. Okay, so in the 2 link case, no, that's the 3 link case. I'm like all looking at the wrong example all of the time. Okay, so let's have a look at that one. Wait, we are here pre-expander, that's the right one. So the first one is the comment reference. The second one is the actual title. Yes. And how did I call the title? Video reference, video name. That's the video name. That's the next one. And see, like, I mean, that's pretty, like, I mean, that's like very simple to work with. I just go to the second, and now I decide I don't want the reference, I want the caption, right? That's it. And for the three link variant, what we do, I guess, let's have a look at the input. That was the example down here. The first link is actually the in this case, I called it reply reference, I guess. Origin comment reference. Oh. Comment reference. Yeah. I mean, who knows if that's like, I guess I use different tag names, so in XSLT and others and other processing, I can like easily find out if it's a normal top level comment or react on references. I guess that's why there's this distinction. But okay, like, I mean, that's the reply reference. So the first link is the reply reference. Maybe I should expand the name here as well. Origin reply comment reference, right? Just for coherence, so that has some sort of system to it, and it's a little bit more obvious what it means and what it is and how it relates to all of the other parts. So at first we have the reply comment reference, reply comment reference, reply comment reference. So the second one in this case will be the origin comment reference. And the third one is then the video name. Oh wait, so like talking and typing. That just confused me a little bit for a second. And if I call that now, everything should already be perfect except for the actual comment text, right? So that's basically, now I have all of the metadata in a much better semantic way to work with. So comment reference also added the full domain name, then the video name with escaping, right? And like these are all the same except the ones that like our where is it? This one, reply comment reference, because it has the dot in here, which means that like that's like a reply to an existing comment, but that's the origin or like original comment. And then of course I have just as well the name here. So all that's missing now is only the comment text, and then there are some special things with it, because who knows, like in there maybe I want to do some additional work, because in there I frequently use time links to a particular timestamp or position in the video. So probably I want to like have, that's why I need the C++ code for it, to actually try to figure out if I'm referencing a particular position in the video and make that semantically available. YouTube does this automatically, like they are interpreting the comment text and then they insert in the is it in the expander? Yeah, I mean the expander contains the comment text, right? And in here YouTube, Google parsed it and recognized that this must be like a reference into a timestamp in the video, and then they do this special, like these special adding like the references. And I also don't like that it is in total seconds. I rather have it in seconds, minutes, hours, right? Because that's a little bit easier to sort of, like, I mean, easier for people to recognize. So maybe I also want some code that actually tries to make sense out of the URL. But on the other hand, like URLs according to REST, they are just identifiers. So on the other hand, it's like in the attribute, right? So like there's always some sort of like difficult decisions to sort of try to make sense from. So like I can remove this early additions, and here I don't want to have this in attributes anymore. That should be actual full elements. And it still is text and value of. And that's probably the last action for today, which is sort of a quite nice result in my opinion. Is it video reference? Is it video reference with me too? Oh no, I don't have a video reference, I guess. Ah, that's from something else. I guess video name. Yeah. Yeah. That's still missing from the metadata, I guess. That's something I still need to get from another place. It's not any formatted string before the extender. Origin comment reference. Yeah, I mean, I need to I guess I need to run the XSLT to see if that produces compatible output. I wouldn't be too sure of that, but that would be the main point of adjusting it. Yeah, usually I tend to work more with attributes because in StAX and stuff like that, it's easier to work with, because if you have the attributes, that's already a generic list to just get values out, like key value pairs out of it, right? And with elements like StAX parsing and so on, needs to first recognize the element and then read the entire text node. But like, I mean, I guess I'll go with this approach here. So I only want to check the video reference. Where is that coming from? That's a little bit surprising. Comment reference, video name. Why are I missing it? Comment reference, video name. What's the difference? If I have two links, then there's the comment reference, of course, just as I have. That comes from the first href. Oh, I see. So that means that, like, so the second link, it's not only that the text is useful, it appears to be the case that from the second link I can get the video link without. Yeah, that's exactly the case. See, in the first link, in the href, I get the video link together with the reference to the comment, and in the second link, the href actually contains only the reference to the video. And let's see how that works. If that's the same, this also the case with the free link variant, but I liked it very much because it means that I don't have to do a lot of extra effort here. Wait a second, I accidentally closed the chat window. So I can go again to the second element and just output. No, I need to copy it from here. Video reference. that's the thing. Video name, video reference. And here it's not caption, but get. Okay, so let's check the 3-link variant. Was it down? I think it was down. 1, 2, no. Was it up? Was it this one? 1, 2, no. Oh, I guess I lost the 3-link variant. I mean, by now it is easy to find it again, because now I have like I have the proper output here with origin, comment, reference. So of course I can like easily search for that, I hope, like probably. Oh no, I cannot. I mean, of course, like I added the domain, of course. That's it. It never is available as a like full URL in the way I constructed it, right? Here it is. So that's the 3-link variant, and in here the first one is the reference to the reply. The second one is the reference to the comment, and the third one contains the reference to the video. So that's sort of all very much perfect. I mean, we could have like a video tag and then reference and name as sub elements. Is that a smart thing to do? Is that needed? I mean, that like all of that comes down to parsing strategies and stuff like that. And it's not too difficult to change it later if there should be some needs. What's really more convenient is to work with attributes, and I just got rid of that, unfortunately. I already regret it. I already feel the pain of, you know, if depending on how I parse it. But for XSLT, it doesn't matter too much, right? There you have XPath. And that should be. And I intend to do further processing with XSLT once I have a clean semantic source file. Okay, so now I have a look at it. Did it do anything? Oh, I forgot to actually call the converter. That's an important thing to not forget. So now I have, for everything, I have a comment reference, I have a video reference, and I have the video name. But here I should add the domain, of course. Domain, video name, video reference. I guess like this, right? Another compilation, maybe the last one for today. Another call of the converter, maybe the last one for today. And now I have like a wonderful like comment reference, video reference without the LC URL parameter, and in the 3-link variant, I additionally have the reply comment reference as a reference to the reply. So that's basically all the metadata I need. Maybe there's some more, right? But now only the actual comment text is missing. And then I mean, as I said, I want to do some more things with it, but in order to rescue my comments and make them semantically available for further processing, I have some ideas or where they can end up with. That's already great progress, I guess. And I didn't run into too much of compilation errors and like really messy stuff. So that's a nice result, I guess, for today. So until tomorrow, I guess I'll probably complete more tomorrow. Going to stream tomorrow, I guess. So then have a nice remaining day. I'm basically leaving. Goodbye. I see there's somebody just joined the stream, but I sort of I'm trying to copy my comments I made on YouTube from the website, which I have as a source file, and then do some processing written in C++ in order to get to a more semantic source, you know, from this web crap here with a lot of stuff for rendering to a more semantic source like this. And this today I managed to get the metadata out of the input, which is like reference to the comment, reference to the video, and the title of the video. And tomorrow I hope I can like manage to also get the actual text of the comment into the output. That's basically what I was working on today. And it looks like the person left again, who just joined the stream, which is sort of, I totally get that. I mean, it's not, it's a little bit of technically and boring and, you know, but fine. I mean, in the end, I guess I'll have the code and like can run it for cases like this where I really like, or somebody needs to use his or her comments in other places and make it go places, or like have a backup that's actually usable, and then like the tool can help with that to some extent. And it's also a nice exercise, I guess. Okay, but now goodbye. I'm like shutting down the stream.